What is up, guys? Welcome to another Behind the Curve Reacts. Today, we're taking a look at something a little different. It's going to be a little departure from normal Behind the Curve content. It's still going to be a reaction. But one of my amazing patrons, Jacob, would like for me to react to a magic trick. It's a bullet catch. If you guys have never heard of that before, you should definitely watch the movie The Prestige, because they have that in there. It's an amazing film. But yeah, bullet catch is essentially a magician normally puts something on a bullet, like a design or a signature or something like that, to prove that's the bullet. Puts it in a gun, walks to the other side of the stage, his assistant shoots at him, he catches it in his teeth. It's crazy. It is, it's a magic trick. It's not real. However, the gun does have a blank in it, normally, and a lot of times, well, not a lot of times, I think maybe 10 or 11 magicians have been killed doing this trick. But you might get some asshole that you call up. If you don't have your assistant to shoot, you just call somebody up from the crowd, and they might shove like a button in there, or in like the barrel of the gun, or a nickel or a penny or a dime or whatever it is, because that blank still has gunpowder in it, and it still fires at a pretty decent, click. So that will totally kill somebody. Or, God forbid, they'll slip an actual bullet in there. It's a very dangerous illusion. And I'm familiar with Penn and Teller. I know that they, on principle, don't like to do tricks that actually, that people think is actually dangerous, because people will then try to redo it and replicate it and get hurt or something like that. And that's just irresponsible in their eyes, which it absolutely is. So I didn't think that they would do a bullet catch, though, because it's so dangerous. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how they do it and still abide by their little mantra there. And yeah, somehow I have not seen this. I've seen a fair amount of other Penn and Teller stuff, but never their bullet catch. So I am really excited. So thanks again, Jacob. Let's go ahead and get into it.
We're going to move a bullet from this side of the stage to that side of the stage, and another bullet from that side of the stage to this side of the stage.
The double bullet catch.
That line. We need someone to pick a bullet from the audience. Actually, each to pick a bullet. How about you, sir? Just pick any one of those bullets there, please, sir. And what's your name, please, sir? Mike. And Teller, have you got someone there? Just step right up here with Teller. What's your name, please, sir?
Brett.
Brett. Mike and Brett. Now, Mike, you've been examining that bullet a little bit. Examine a little bit more, would you, please? Does it seem okay to you? You know a little bit about guns, about bullets? Okay, check it out. You know anything about guns, Brett?
No.
But Mike knows about them here. We're going to have you sign these bullets. So, Mike, we're going to have you pick one of these markers, and Brett, pick one of those. Blue, green, or black. Which, you're picking blue. Is that right, Mike? What color are you picking, Brett?
Green.
Green. We're going to have you write your 3 initials across the top. Listen what I say. One initial on one side, one on the very tip, and one on the other side. Write very boldly and very clearly. I'm going to hold it like this so that people can see it as you write.
There's a lot of choices happening
Brett.
here.
Boldly and clearly, Mike.
But the first choice
Next time
was
you see
made
these
by
bullets,
Penn
they
and
may be a
Teller.
wee bit fatigued. And what initials are you writing there?
MYL.
MYL, which stands for?
Mike Young Leo.
Mike Young
Leo.
Leo. And what did you write there, Brett?
BAS.
Which stands for?
Brett Aaron Simon.
Brett Aaron Simon. I'm going to put this bullet on my hand here. I want to get a shot. You see your initials there? I want you to get a shot of Mike's bullet and a shot of Brett's bullet over there. Get those close-ups. Rotate it there a little bit. I want you to draw a picture on the shell of the bullet, Brett and Mike. You've written on the actual bullet part. I want you to draw on the shell. Think of what you're going to draw. And I'm going to have you pick either stay with your blue or pick the green or the black. Which would you like? Green. He's changing to green. What color do you like? Red.
Do I change?
You can change if you like, or you can stay with the green. Stay with the green. So both green. And what picture are you going to draw there, Mike?
Man.
A stick man. And what picture are you drawing, Brett?
Smiley face.
Smiley face and a stick man. 2 people who didn't understand the show at all. There you go. He's even putting eyes on his stick man. Can you see that? Can you see that stick man there? And can you want to put hair on the stick man? Okay. Okay.
I love how
And
there's
have you
no
got yours there,
music or
Brett?
anything. It's just quiet except
And
for
yours was
except for
a
that.
smiley face.
It really
And that's
adds
right there.
something to
I want you to
the
watch these
aesthetic of the
bullets
trick.
very, very carefully. I'll take the marker back, put the cap back on the marker, please, Brett. And watch these bullets. We will not cross the line. There's no way that these bullets could penetrate this glass without breaking it.
Teller's hand was in his pocket for a while, and it looked very awkward. But what was he doing?
We are going to move the bullet signed on the tip with the initials and the picture drawn by Mike to Teller's side of the stage. And the bullet signed with initials by Brett and with the smiley face on the shell to this side of the stage. And we're going to do it using these magic wands. These are 357 Magnum Colt Python magic wands. I'm going to open the chamber here with one hand. Keep your eye on the bullet. Is there anybody here that knows anything about guns right near the front? Anybody around here that can tell you know a little bit about them? You can see that that is a real chamber.
Real quick, this is a very interesting thing that they're doing here. Normally, when this trick is done, it's done with a black powder rifle or pistol, and when they pack in the powder and they put the ball in, the plunger is actually magnetic, so the plunger comes right up with it with the ball, and they just palm it and grab it. Doing it with a revolver, though, is a whole different thing because you actually see it go into the chamber. You put it into the chamber. Very cool.
That's it. You handed it out there, Teller. Y'all seen the gun? Now, have you loaded a gun before? Just take your bullet right there. See your little stick man and your initials, just slide it right in there, all the way in. You get a shot of that going in. And I'm going to close it up so it's the next round fired. You see that? Teller will do the same. Brett, have you ever loaded a gun before? No. It's not that hard. Just push your little smiley face and your initials right home there. Teller's closing it up so it's the next round fired. Now, Brett, please stay standing there. Mike, stay right here. And keep your eye on these bullets because, Brett, Mike, they get your name on them.
Oh, I get it. Ha.
Now, a lot of people are very frightened by handguns. But there are 4 rules. And if everyone were to follow these 4 rules, no one would ever be hurt with a handgun accidentally. Rule number 1, always treat every gun as though it were always loaded unless you yourself have checked it. Rule number 2, always be sure of your target. Not just the target itself, but above, below, to the left, to the right, and behind the target. Rule number 3, keep your finger off the trigger until your sights are on the target. And rule number 4, never point a gun at anything unless you intend to destroy it. Mike, your bullet loaded into this gun. And Brett, your bullet loaded into this gun. Ladies and gentlemen, Penn and Teller's magic bullet. It's going to get pretty loud in here. That's Ken, our stage manager. When he says ears or watch your ears, please put your fingers in your ears. It's very loud in this small space, believe me. Cameras, walk away. Watch your ears, please.
Laser sight is a really cool touch. The glass is another really cool touch. This is a very theatrical performance.
Mike, you signed a bullet with your initials, and you loaded it into this Colt Python 357 Magnum. Mike, is that your bullet? Are those your three initials?
Yes, they are.
In the color you wrote?
Yeah.
In your handwriting? Mm-hmm. Has it been through the barrel of a gun? Smell it. Can you smell the gunpowder?
Yeah.
See the rifling?
Yeah.
Brett, reach into my mouth. Reach into my mouth. Take it. Are your three initials on there?
Yeah.
Is it in your writing?
Yes.
That's your bullet?
Yeah.
I'm going to now turn off the laser sight. I'm going to open the chamber. Tell me what you see on that shell as it comes out.
Yeah, stick figure.
What do you see on there?
Happy face.
Oh, yeah. We never said we would change the shells. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the magic bullet.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, let me collect my thoughts and let's go ahead and get big. So as far as a theatrical perspective goes, I think it was great. I think it was wonderful. It was very enthralling. Like, you were drawn there. You weren't going to be bored during this, even though it wasn't a really big, showy, lot of tricks, Chris Angel kind of magic. I think the glass was a really cool touch. Very visual. Because a gunshot is a very auditory thing, but you don't actually see the bullet. You know, your eye can't track something that fast. So the glass was a really cool touch, as was the laser sights. They were very, very, very well suited for a live performance. It was really cool. Like I said, using the revolvers versus a black powder weapon is, again, very cool. So they would have to have came up with an entire new method for this, which it's Penn and Teller. I'm sure that they would. If I had to guess how it was done, and I will be wrong, so definitely don't take my word for this. But after first off, when they were writing the little things on the bullets, when the people in the audience were, Teller kept taking, like, he would grab the pens, like, oh, take whatever pen you want, perfect, and then he'd put them back into his pocket, and then, like, 10 seconds later, he would pull them all back out of his pocket to have him draw on the other part of the bullet. He didn't have to do that. He could have just kept the pens out and been like, okay, now what do you want to pick? He made a point to do that. He made a point to do that and to keep his hand in his pocket for that entire 10 seconds. Now, what I'm thinking could have happened is magicians have tiny little apparatuses that they can use to write things in their pocket. Very, very small, and they can do this. It is incredibly, it's hard, but with as much practice as I'm sure Penn and Teller have put into magic, that they have got this down. So essentially, I think that Teller has got 2 other bullets in his pocket, And as Penn is announcing to everybody what the person is writing, because he's like, "Oh, what are you doing there? Oh, you got a stick figure. Very cool." That serves 2 points. He's telling that to the audience, but more importantly, he's telling that to Teller, who is then writing that on the bullet in his pocket. And then once that happens, because after that, also when they're walking back up to the stage, they're holding the bullets really close to each other in their hands so you can see it. That entire time, Teller has got his hand in his pocket for no reason. It looks incredibly awkward. It looks very weird, very... I don't know. Like, it looks so bad that I almost feel like they threw it in there just to mess with people who are trying to figure it out. But yeah, I think that he is essentially making a complete copy of it, which he is then going to pass off to Penn at a certain point. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but I know that the secret to this trick lies in when they are signing the bullets. Because all of that pocket movement, it was very weird, and I feel like something was being written while his hand was in that pocket. But again, that's just me. That's me as just a regular dude being like, I think that this is how it's done. But I could definitely be wrong. I could absolutely be wrong. The glass breaking could just be a special effect. Like, that happens. They do that in movies. You can easily do that on stage. And yeah, it was incredibly entertaining, though. It was very, very entertaining. And that's why Penn and Teller have been in the game for so long. They've been magicians for like 40 years or some shit like that. Actually, fun little fact there. I live in Minnesota. I like going to the Renaissance Fair here. It's a good time. And the Minnesota Renaissance Festival was actually the first time that Penn and Teller ever performed together. I think it was sometime in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken, like early to mid 80s. But yeah, that was the first time. They're like, yeah, let's do a duo act. And the rest is history. Little Penn and Teller history for you guys. But yeah, if you have like your own ideas of how the trick is done, pop them down in the comments. It's always fun to see, what people think, because that's the beauty part about magic. The method isn't the method isn't the fun part. It's the effect, the thing that we care about. And what was the effect in this? That they fired a couple of guns at each other and caught the bullet in their mouth. Incredibly cool effect. The method is second nature. And that's why magic is so great. But yeah, Jacob, thank you so much. This was, quite the departure from normal behind the curve reactions, but I enjoyed every second of it. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in a reaction very soon.